Good morning. I'm recording. How's everyone doing on this beautiful July 1st? What's
Good
going on?
morning. Doing great. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So we're going to start out the day, we always do, with some positive notes. Who's got a win? Who wants to share? Tell me, tell me, tell me. From last week, I know there was a couple of you who are doing some amazing things. Anyone got one?
Well, I
So
do
I
have.
have a win. I did my first event for birthdays. We teamed up with the El Paso Senior Citizen Center.
Hmm.
So we sponsored their birthdays. So we'll be sponsoring them every month, and they just absolutely loved it. Loved it.
Oh, yay. I love that. I love that. Congratulations. I love hearing that. And you got some great feedback. You got some people for your database,
That for what? I'm sorry.
for your database.
Yeah, you know what? We had everybody sign up, and they did. They gave me their information, so I'm gonna start like a campaign for them.
I love it. Congratulations. That is awesome. Fabulous. All right. All right. Who's next?
I'll go.
Oh,
Go ahead, Angel.
sorry.
Okay.
It's you, Nicole. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so I belong to BNI,
Hmm.
and the financial advisor and I are going to meet on the 8th and talk about how we can create another core group or smaller group outside of BNI and just try to determine what we can do together as a team, as a small team. So I'm hoping that this is going to be an opportunity to start really creating my bod, and
Yeah.
hopefully he can be a part of that. And we
That is,
also have a tax strategist in the group, and we'll include him, but not in the first meeting.
yeah, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great way that some folks do build their bot and have good rapport with them is doing a mini meeting or a Zoom with your BNI to keep everyone, BNI, your bot, to keep everyone kind of moving forward, right? And keep everyone looped in. And it's a great way for you to build that. And I haven't tried it myself, but I know a few agents who have, and they're having great success with it. So I love
Yeah.
that. That's a great
Yeah.
strategy for you. All
Thank you.
right, last one, Angel. What you got?
Well, I hosted, I think last week I mentioned I was hosting an event at a local community. And I brought in, I sit on the board of a widower group, and I brought in the support group to the community, and they loved it so much they want to have the meetings every single week. So I'm just trying to keep bringing value and showing up for the communities. I've had two other communities call me that I've met with, that I've toured with, saying, when can we get on your calendar? We want to start these in-house too, which is great, except my widower group, bless them, they're all seniors and they don't move very quickly. And growth is kind of scary to them. And I have these communities calling me saying, please get me on the schedule. So I think that's a good thing. It's a good problem to solve. It's a good problem to have. But
Absolutely.
I thought that was a great one. Separate quick question, Felicia, when is your call? The call that you're having? I know it's early July and I wrote it in my calendar, but I don't think I see it in there.
That's okay. We have it on July 7th.
Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm just taking a look here. Speaking of that, I was just taking a look at the registration link, making sure everything is working on that. And that does bring me to my next point. On July 7th, we are having launching your second half of the year within this niche and how you're going to do it. And how you're going to, it says that there's 0 registrants, but I know we have plenty of registrants. So, anyways, we're going to just make sure that everyone has the info, and I'm going to share this my screen real quick. I just love Zoom. So it is going to be a second half of the year real focus It's Tuesday, July 7th. By accident, I put Monday, so of course we had to change that. But it is Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It's live on Zoom. Um, the cost is 100% free, and I want everyone to be able to join. Now, a couple of folks said, hey, I can't be there in person, but is there a replay? The only way that you're going to get the replay for this is if you register for the class. So if you don't register for the class, I'm not going to post the replay anywhere else except for the folks that registered for it. And so we're going to talk about discovering your hidden network, done for you scripts, through our BOD system. We're going to talk about how to plan out the rest of your year month by month so that it's in bite-sized pieces and you can take this plan and implement it quite simply. And then you're also going to get a workbook as well. Yes, Kimmer.
Um, on my calendar, the July the 2nd is tomorrow.
7th. It's the 7th.
Oh, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's
Thank
okay.
you. So
That does
it's
look like a 2, but it's a 7. It's weird.
okay.
Like
Okay.
weird.
Sorry.
But
Thank you.
it's
Thank
the
you.
7th. Yes. So we do have that. I'm going to put the link. I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to put the link in here. If you haven't signed up, make sure you do. It's real important. Yeah, we're going to put this in the chat for you. It's really, really important to make sure that you have the opportunity to register. So yes, I say I register is on my calendar. I know there's a ton of people that have registered, but for some reason my system must be a little bit wonky today. I'm going to check this one right here to see how many people registered.
It's the
And we're
heat.
going to, yeah, we're going to make sure that everyone has access. I'm just checking this as we're chatting along. It's a great way for you to kind of jumpstart your second half of the year and make sure you're on track, right? At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to is how do I combat the overwhelm? How do I get into production with this? And how do we move forward? I hear this from our students, and I want to know, are you all feeling the same way? Are you feeling you're on track? Are you feeling you need a couple of more systems and processes to help you kind of manage that? Let me know. Anyone? What you got going on?
So me personally, I feel like I kind of need like a checklist of like how to get started. Like I've done all the like I already finished but it's just like getting started. I think is like my like okay, what should I work on absolutely first so that I could like strategize and it be the most effective. Like where should my attention be first and foremost?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
like after I do this and you know, because right now I feel like I'm kind of like doing everything.
Yep, like a system. And we're going to make sure that we have everyone in the system so that they can get that system in place. They have kind of a checklist for each month for what you're going to do. I see a few of you just signed up on it too. Yep, awesome. And we're going to make sure that you have all of those tools in place to make you successful because that's what we're going to do here at the end of the day. Awesome. I am excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then the second half of the year for this group is going to be off the hook. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff that we are going to be sharing and helping you grow, helping you fine tune your skills, and helping you have folks, and that's the senior and the adult child, figure out how to find you. And how many of you had a chance to sign up for the referral map? I think a lot of you have. Yep.
I believe I did.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
We now have over 100 agents that have registered on it.
Oh no,
And I put the link in the chat and I'm going to share it with you because this is a free resource for everyone to use. And on top of it being a free resource for everyone to use, it's ideas for you for social. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to show you. So we have over 100 agents right now that have registered all over the US, and this is the front page of it. This is really meant for agents to find a network for referrals, and it's a directory so that seniors and the adult children can go to a location. They can see that in Idaho there are 3 agents. Well, where are they, right? Where are they located? You got Boise and Kimberly. And they can read a little bit about each of the agents, view their profile, check them out, connect with them directly, or visit their website. And it's a way for them to be able to find agents that are going to be able to help them through this transition in life. It is some of the largest transitions that they've ever had to do, which is downsizing their home after, 30, 40 years. And they need to make sure they have the right person. The resources tab isn't open yet. It will be open hopefully in July. We're working on that. But we have some blogs that are in here. Utilize these blogs, these articles that I have written for things for your social. It's important. I saw someone's hand raised. I can't see who it was. Oh, Kimmer, yeah.
Um, a couple of questions, Felicia. I'm with a group of senior focused agents with
Mhm.
GWG. And can I share that in that group?
Heck yeah,
So
you
that,
can.
okay. And number two, I wasn't sure if we had to have completed your, modules and stuff like that, but we can go ahead and sign up even if we haven't gotten the modules completed.
Yes. So on the directory, what's real important is you're going to see this little badge that's going to show up like senior mentor. The
Uh-huh.
thing that says senior mentor is people going through the program.
Okay. Perfect.
So then after that, you're going to start seeing a little bit more once they complete the program. They're going to show up first, as you see here. They'll show up first
Mm-hmm.
on this homepage.
Perfect.
And they'll show up as featured. So you have those first, and then we have our featured folks who wanted to get featured with their photo. As you've all signed up, I send you your edit link so that you can go and update it. If you update your website, if you update anything on there, we give you that opportunity. You update your headshot, go ahead and get that updated, okay?
That's wonderful.
And
Okay.
then from there, you can be able to really
Network with other agents across the
network. Yes.
nation.
You have to know that, right now, I've moved 5 folks into the Charlotte, North Carolina area in the past year. And I need to be able to figure out who's going to help my people on the other side or vice versa, right? So this is something that's really important. So this is some great information for you, like how to find a real estate agent who actually gets it. Nobody understands what designations mean. When someone says, oh, I'm SRES, a senior does not know what that means. An adult child does not know what that means. We need to find agents that are focused within this area to help. They're not even going to remember what SRES. They're not going to know the initials. It's no different than like I could put so many letters behind my name, like the alphabet soup we used to call it in healthcare. But you want to know what? They don't know what it means. They don't care because a designation, unless you're an RN or MD, doesn't really hold that much weight with the general public. They just don't understand what it means. It's just the way, it's the cold hard truth facts. So we need to propose this. So the way we're pushing this forward is someone who is focused on working within this network and within this field for them. So that's how we are getting folks to be driven to this site. We've reached over 1,000 views this past month on this site as well, just to give everyone a little bit of an update because we're driving people here. I see Nicole, you got your hand up.
Yeah. So you suggested that we can use these blogs that you've written. How exactly can we use them? So is it
That's a
just
great
like
question.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nope, that's a great question. So, like, take for instance, like the 5 signs to help your parent downsize. If I utilize something that I didn't create, I source it. Always source it. Same thing with the NAR demographics, right? It's not my demographics, it's NAR. I get these from
Right.
NAR. And so you source it and you say, hey, you can go through here are the five signs it's time. The 5 signs it's time. Excuse my mouth. It's time to help your parents downsize, right? You can go through all 5 signs. At the end of your post, you put source and you would put where you get it from. You can put the
Okay.
link, you could put the name, you can tag it, and you source it. I do this
Okay.
a lot, especially with the Nest Egg Protection Act. I didn't create this. I found it and I reworded it and I reworked it and I took the nuts and bolts of it out so that I would be able to figure this out. These are my sources from where I got this from.
Oh, okay.
So I source it.
Okay. Okay.
You can put
Thank you.
hyperlinks in it. My hyperlinks disappeared. This is a new website for us. So like I always keep finding little bugs to fix. And you can also share the article. And when you share the article, you'll get the link for it and you could share it and then do a video talking about it. I have more that are going out, and we just put out our first newsletter today. And it's funny because I sent out my first newsletter for this, and I'll show it to you all. And everything worked prior to it going out. And then the links didn't work after they went out. So it's always a work in progress, right? It's always something happening. But at the end of the day, it is done is better than perfect. Remember that. And as just trying to see, okay. As you work through a lot of this, right? You're going to see that everything's not going to work 100% the way you want it to. So I'm going to share this with you and I'm going to teach you, we're going to do a class on how I did this. I created this by using Claude AI and it created my branding for me. It created, well, I shouldn't say, it stuck to my branding for me and it helped me create a nice newsletter. I don't know about all of you, but I struggle with a newsletter. I struggle with spending so much time on like a MailChimp, on a, you know, CRM
Desk.
newsletter. Hours. I spend friggin' hours doing it and then it doesn't work. Or I can't, I'm like, I just spent 4 hours on this and it could have been 4 hours of me doing prospecting that I need to do with my bod, right? So I get very frustrated because my time is very valuable, as all of yours is, and I time block. So if I time block 2 hours for admin and social stuff on a Monday and I don't get one stinking newsletter done, now I'm pissed off for the rest of the day. How many of you can relate to that? And I'm like throwing curses everywhere. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then my team member calls with, hey, I got a question. And they're like, oh, you don't sound too good. And I'm like, well, I just spent 2 hours doing this shit and it didn't work. And so I get very, very frustrated. So if any of you are gritty girls and went to Girls with Grit, if any of you like Girls with Grit information, just message me and I'll send it to you. It's the most amazing organization. And no, I don't work for them. I sound like one of those infomercials. I just believe in what they do because I put their stuff into practice and it works, right? So Raven Mock, she was a speaker at the event and she talked about using Lovable, Claude, and all of this stuff. And so I dove into it after doing one of her sessions and I started to really figure out how this can help me simplify the things that I need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to help me better serve you all, my clients, my prospects, my bod. So I created this in 5 minutes.
Shut up.
That's it. And I put my prompts in.
Freaking A.
I told it to pull a random July spotlight for me from there. And they pulled Margaret Collins because I want to randomly pick folks, right? And these are some articles that I'm going to be launching in July. So I launched 2 articles a month and I got them in here. Of course, there's no pictures or anything. I'm not a big picture person. And they're simple articles. And then some resources for folks, right? And who they are and why you would use them. Where to find someone near you. Join if you haven't joined yet. And then all these fun little links, including office hours, everything that we have going on. So just so that everyone knows none of these links work, I'm like, it's okay. We'll get them to work, right?
Okay.
And then I talk about what's next for August and what's going on, what I'm going to be talking about, and what they could look forward to, and then just a little bit at the bottom about me. Having something like this done is huge. I'm not a fan of connecting a mail check, constant contact. Like, I'm not a fan of that because it's just the reason why I'm not a fan of that is because if somebody unsubscribes from your newsletter on constant contact, it's not going to go to your CRM if you're using Bold Trail or what are the other ones? Close, Chime, whatever. They're not going to connect to one another. And then when I send them something from my CRM, they send me an email back that they unsubscribe from me. So I found there's a disconnect there. Now, maybe there's a way to connect that, but I don't spend a lot of time on that. So I'm sending these out directly from my Gmail account. And I was able to take this HTML and copy and paste it into an email, look exactly the way it is, and work. Now, that could be why some of the bugs aren't working, but we're going to figure that out. We're going to narrow that down, and I have 30 days to figure that out to the next one. But we're going to be hosting a class on how to do this for you all. Would you like to learn a little bit more on how to do this and set your branding guide within Claude and start building out some really great systems for you when it comes time for social piece, newsletter, and the marketing side?
I would definitely love to learn about this. I am long form. I love how you're using Google to do this newsletter.
Mhm.
I honestly I thought you were actually doing mailers, but until you just said Google, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so good. So yeah, I'm very interested in that.
Yep. And the thing too is at the end of the day, we just have to simplify things in our life because there's so many new shiny pennies out there. And if you go on Instagram, it's like, come do this, come do that, come. And you're like, what am I doing? So I'm just trying to simplify things for myself, for our team, for all of the students that we have here, for all of you joining on these calls. How can we bring some strong value to make sure that when you go to do something, you're not spending 2 to 4 hours on it? Like, I don't have time for that. I see Frankie, you have your hand held.
Yeah, just a quick question. Do you utilize a website? I'm asking because of all the ways that you are networking and getting your information out there. Do you have a website that you're using? I have one, but it's not utilized really at all.
So it's so funny that you say that. So I have a couple of different options. I do have a website that I do not use to the best of my ability. And I've had a Wix site forever. And Wix like quadrupled their cost. So I'm going to be shutting that website down taking my domain over to Lovable, and I'm going to be taking all the microsites that I've been working on and having them work off of pages for me on a website. So I'm going to create a website, and what I'm going to do from there, just so that everyone knows, I'm going to stop my screen share, and I'm going to show you how I did this too, if you're interested. I do not want to spend $1,500 to $6,000 on building out a website that's clunky, that's not getting the SEO that I need,
Yeah,
and that's
agent
not
buyer is about.
functional. I mean, how many of you have been going through that? Because I do. And I believe that on your website, you need to have arms of your website. And you can call it pages, you can call it arms, you can call it whatever you want. But you need to have a main page, and then you have to be able to drive people to where they want. If they want senior living info, if they want relo stuff, if they want first-time home buyers, like, you need to be able to drive them somewhere. So I want to let you all know, I created this website on Lovable. I don't know if you guys can see it. In 2 days, in between working. I'm going to show you another website that I've been working on because of my market and what is happening within our marketplace down here. So this is called Halfback Life. How many of you heard of halfbacks before? Do you know what it is? Okay. So I live in the sunny, fun place of Florida. Millions of people move down to Florida every year. Where do they move from? The north. They go from the Midwest to the Northeast, and they come down here. Okay, that's our feeder market. Our number one feeder market besides Miami is Chicago, and now it's like the DC area coming down. Like, everyone's coming down. So in Florida, a lot of the Northeasterners, the Connecticut folks used to go to West Palm Beach area, but now they're overcrowded and overpriced. So guess what? They're coming across Alligator Alley to me in Naples. On the flip side, the folks who have been here 10 years or longer are like, it's too dang hot. I want to move back, but I don't want to go back to Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Michigan. So they go halfway back. They go to Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. That's called a halfback state. And this is my tagline, because home isn't north or south, it's in between. And I created this on vacation in the car in Germany within 8 hours. So I'm going to teach you all how to do this. If you're interested, and I'm a big person on my migration pattern. Okay, so I'm really honed in on that, and that's why this is created. Okay, so when you click on North Carolina, it doesn't just tell you about North Carolina, it tells you the hubs. So we're going to pick Charlotte. It tells you the population. It tells you shopping, dining, local events, parks, and outdoors. Build a 3-day itinerary for where to go and visit. Where to visit, it's also going to bring in an itinerary for where to stay. So it's a one click and done. Because, and I'll show you why. When you scroll down, 1 million plus retirees moved back to one of these areas. This is a huge amount of people, and I'm missing out. My team is missing out, okay? Why are they moving back? Well, I'm going to tell you. They want more for real seasons, not the mini fall and mini winter that we get for 1 week here. Lower cost of living, closer to family. It also tells you on here these factors. State income tax for South Carolina is phasing out. Tennessee is none. Okay, these are important things. I have a 41 halfback move checklist for them, down to moving your Medicare, your doctor's orders, like how to get all of your doctor's records, and how to do that, and when you should do that before your move. Because I've moved 5 people this past year. And then how to find an agent program. So on here, you can compare the states right here. Okay. Tells you healthcare stuff. Now, let's go to resources. We got our 41-point halfback move checklist. It's free. Find a real estate agent in Florida to sell, to find an agent here. We are going to be starting the referral map. I haven't launched this to anyone yet. I'm just showing it now because I have a lot of work on this. I launched this in 8 hours, but there's been probably 8 hours of tweaking as well, because every day I go back and I test it and I'm like, let's try this. Okay. And I have some folks beta testing it. And I have a 12-month time frame for folks because the movement that we have down here is so rapid and fast. So for every person I have moving out, I have 2 people moving in. It's nuts. We live in a really transient area, okay? I have some guides, right sizing worksheets. And then on the agent program that I have, because this is a little bit different of a program, we have a basic membership and a featured membership. And on the featured membership, you can upload your IDX for 4 listings on here as well. And I created this all on Lovable for under $50. To me, I think it's pretty cool. And I owe all of this to our little friend, Raven Mock, who is just a wonderful, wonderful human being. So what I'm going to be doing with these is creating a parent website, which is my website. And then click-throughs. When you come to the website, what are you looking for? Senior living info, relocation info, buy or sell in our area. Like, what are you looking for so that it will all be able to utilize these as domain click-throughs? So I see there's some questions.
I have a quick question. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm so excited. So with Lovable, you can subscribe to it on a yearly basis. I'm literally paying on a monthly basis for I have it's Lofty that I'm using.
Yep.
That is going to, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so
here's the thing is, and this is another thing I want everyone to think about this. I have my IDX through my broker, right? My brokerage, we connect. You have the opportunity to connect to like 4 different CRMs. I choose Broad Trail. That's just the one that I was like, yeah, this works for me. I do not use Bold Trail for my blogs. I don't use Bold Trail for my personal information because I don't own that website. Bold Trail does. I own this. It's mine. It's my content. It's my copyright. I've always been very big on that. So I want to be able to utilize, when you have your IDX, you have to host it somewhere that your brokerage tells you to host it. We can't get around that, right? We just can't. That is your MLS for you. It's your search. It's all the stuff that you have. I think using the MLS searches sometimes where, you could set people up on the MLS searches. It's clunky and it's not as pretty and it's hard to sometimes see what they like and not like. And so I like my little website from, EXP that we get from Bold Trail. All right. With that being said, I like this because I can control it and I can update it at any time. It comes down to a couple of things. It comes down to the expense. It comes down to the easeability for me to update. And then it also comes down to me being able to use my cell phone on the app for Lovable to update something if it's not working with a couple of words for a prompt. Like I had a website, click-through website that wasn't working. And this morning I wrote on it, this link is not working, please fix. And it was like, shh, it did its thing and it's like done. Hit publish, work, it's all done. Like I don't have to no code. I don't have to write it. I know what I want it to look like. And I also go to Claude to say, write this prompt properly for me for Lovable so that it will be efficient and work for me, because I don't want to spin my wheels, because on Lovable you get credits and I don't want to waste those credits on me trying to write it the right way. So that's where I use Claude. So I'm going to show you all how I did this. And the great thing about it is if you want to do something similar to what I did on Halfback, I have the ability to use that as a template, copy it, and then you can edit it, which is kind of a cool thing that, because I said, when I created the Halfback, I wanted it to look vastly different from the Senior Agent Collective site that I have, right? Because it's two different clients. And so I wanted it to have its own branding. I wanted it to look new and fresh and use some colors that I had chosen. And I created a logo for it and use it. And it did it. So I'm trying to give you all some ideas that aren't going to break the bank when it comes time for building websites. I have built websites that's cost thousands of dollars with web designers, and I get it. And I'm like, I hate it. It just doesn't do the functions that I want. So with this, I'm in control and I'm able to make sure I'm getting out some really cool information to my clients. I'm just going to the chat. Yeah, and it's way more affordable. I think I'm spending on Wix, and I never even really update it. I'm spending like $500 a year just to keep Wix open, and I don't like it. Like, and I keep ignoring it because I'm like, I'll get to it. I'll get to it because it's too clunky. It takes me hours to log in and fix one thing. Angel said this conversation is so timely. It's been hours yesterday updating my SEO for my lofty side. Yeah. And Gina, it is Wix, Wix. Yeah. It's time consuming. And I took a class for Bold Trail, and I was on Bold Trail myself trying to set up a landing page. 2 hours later, I still didn't have the landing page done. It wouldn't accept my information that I put in. And I'm like, the hell with it. Like you just get frustrated and then you get nothing done. And it's the same thing like with the newsletter. I failed at putting out newsletters because it was so cumbersome. So I'm trying to create some systems that are working for me, share them with you all, because I think that there's a better way. And it's something that we're going to be there's something that we're going to be putting out. So Raven Mock, I'm going to have her come and speak for us. I might get this wrong. So for some of you who met her and have seen her speak, I think she's like top 4 or 5 in the nation for female agents. And she's been in the Wall Street Journal. Like she's just an amazing human being. She's a mom. She was working crazy hours, as we all have, with families. And she started to try and see there's got to be a better way. And she dove into AI. She has, I think she's either the number 1 or the number 2 person on Lovable that has written more code than anyone else in the entire company. And so she knows how to write code, teach you how to do that. I'm not a web designer. She's not a web designer. I've never learned how to do any of this stuff. What's time? I'm a real estate agent. Who has time for that, right? I'm a marketer, but I always reach out to other people. So when I took a couple of her classes, that she has hosted, it really helped open my eyes for how to utilize and leverage some of this AI that's coming out.
Alicia, how do you spell her name if we want to find her on social?
Someone actually just put her ravenmock.com right there. Carrie
Thank
did.
you.
She's awesome. I mean, a lot of you have heard her speak, have seen some of her stuff. So she's inspired me to do this. And I'm like, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. Right. So now I can get rid of that clunky website and actually have something that's going to work for people and myself, and have a back end where I can see how many views are there, who's got a question. Like I have like one admin login where I can like see everything. What a concept, right?
So you're able to go in the back end of Lovable and type in like all your SEO, your keywords, all of the everything. You can manage that on the back end.
All you have to do is say, update my SEO to reach this type of a client. And they just go,
Wait,
Oh
so
my gosh.
who hosts your site?
Lovable hosts it. Lovable
So they
AI.
also host.
They
Okay.
host it, and then you can connect a domain. You can connect your domain to it, just like you would if you bought your domain from GoDaddy or wherever
Right.
you get your domain from, right?
Yeah, I know they design it. I just didn't realize that they're also hosting it, which is great.
Yeah. And
Okay,
so
thank you.
here is, this
Can you
is where
connect?
you can
Uh,
kind of like take a look at it. This is the Lovable site. And I'll show you a little bit before. I know we're going over a little bit. I have an 11 o'clock, but
Felicia, can
don't
you
you?
connect your IDX to it, to your website?
So you can connect your IDX to anything. So I'm going to
Mhm.
show you something and I'll tell you about that in a second. So all your IDX is a website link.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Oh,
going to be there, but it's a website link. So see, like this website is not connected, please fix. In 8 seconds, it fixed it. And then
So,
I just hit publish and it publishes it. Now on here, this is the back end for, these are all the prompts that I put in over here to fix this. Like put in, change this. It's really intuitive and it works really well. Now, on the admin side, let me see if I can log in from here because I changed my password. Oh, nope, it's here. Melissa Jones. I get to approve, reject, make mentor. I get to change all of these things on the back end. I get to see if someone gives me a contact, and I'll get back to you, Terry. Article views, email stubs. So I send these email stubs out to you once I approve them. And these are my edit links. I can find you and send it. And it could tell me if I have any, whatever I have going on the back end, which is really important. Now, when people upgrade to the featured, I get to go in here and then I get to go see if they paid on the other side and then approve or reach out to them. The website is pretty, like, it's pretty easy to use. And it tells you if you have any security issues, and then you just say fix it and it fix it. It's pretty cool. I found this incredibly helpful. And I shared with you all, I'm going to stop my screen share. I shared with you all the link. I think that's my affiliate link. This one right here. Let me just double check because if you all do that, I think you get free credits. You get 10 extra credits. So it does work off of credits and you pay for credits. Like I pay for a monthly thing, but then every month, every day, I get 5 free credits. So what I do is every time you use a credit, it's every time you ask it to do something and publish it. So I make sure now, because I learned my lesson the hard way, is getting everything into one prompt and hitting it once in a sense. So I don't waste credits because in Germany, I was like, fix this and fix that and fix this and fix that. And it was like, credits are all going. So Angel, I see your hands raised.
okay, so I know this is probably getting technical. Did you embed your IDX link? Because my MLS will only offer up our IDX to like a list of providers. Like the provider has to be in there, like, I don't know how they get approved or whatever. And it can be really expensive to, you know what I
It
mean? It's an
can.
additional fee. So
So what I do is to get around that, which you can get around that, is I just point the website. It's
got
a
it.
picture, and then it's like it's a click through. So then it just goes to your website. I don't embed it. I haven't figured it out yet. It's a question for Raven. I haven't figured out how to have like a little search here thing on the side
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't launched this yet.
Because that will always still take them off your site, though.
It'll
But it's
always
still to your other website.
but
So they're still within.
Yeah, it's still within your sphere, but it's a
Exactly.
way to have all of your stuff on one site.
Yep.
I have been
Absolutely.
looking for this for years, and every web designer says, "Oh, that's a great idea, but I don't know how to do it." And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, no, no, no. I want to have like all the people, because I have reloads that move here, move away. I have my, our friends who move down, and I know exactly where they want to move. How do I serve all of my different clients? I mean, 90% of my clients are going to be seniors, but the other 10%, because when I do get a buyer, it's normally a reload. And I know where do they want to move to? Why do they want to move to Cape Coral? Affordability, right? Why do they want to move to Fort Myers? Affordability. Naples is getting a little crazy for pricing down here. So sometimes people want to see how far they can stretch their money. And this will help them to be able to search all of our areas and get some insight on those areas. Because what I did for the halfback life, I'm going to be doing for Southwest Florida. Just a little bit different branding and coloring, similar, but a little bit different so that it still looks like they're on my site. And having them be able to have all of those tools and resources in one spot, and then taking that and working my social in. Because you can take that website, go over to Claude and say, create a 30-day social media plan for me, and it'll do it from your website. It's pretty darn cool. So these are things that I've been researching and trying to see how we can help our students, everyone who is looking to try and merge their business together, right? Because you're working with seniors as an arm of your business. So how can we do that efficiently, have it flow through, have it not all be about seniors one week, then reloads the next week. Like, how do we all merge this so you get the highest, return on your investment on your social and start getting leads in from there? So this is stuff that we're working on for everyone because I'm listening to what you're all saying.
Hey, quickly, can you share? You said that you really focus a lot on migration.
Mm-hmm.
What sources are you using for that?
It's funny because I was using the Redfin migration map and I think it's gone. But there is another, if you put in migration for your city, there's another website that will pop up. It's just a little clunkier, but it will pop up. Let me see if I can find it quick before we go. Naples, Florida, migration pattern. I'm like, where is it? Let me see if Redfin still has it because they took it down about a couple of months ago. Oh no, it's back up. Let me see if I could share it one last share before I gotta hightail it over to my next call. So it'll tell me what's happening. This is incorrect. We're at 99 days on market. Welcome to sunny Southwest Florida. And this is my favorite map. You can embed this in your website, my friends. I love this. So where are they coming from? LA, Portland, Oregon, Minneapolis, Chicago. It breaks it down. Chicago beat out Miami. Where are people moving to? There we go. This changes as well because number one for a while was Orlando. The last time I checked, about 2 months ago on here because it wasn't working. So now we have this site and then moving from Naples. It tells me, look, all those people are moving all those halfback states. Why do you think it's so important for me? Because that's where they're moving. And you can embed this and it'll give you the code to embed it. I forget where to find it. Tells you schools. But you have to do schools according to neighborhood because they are vastly different. Where is the code to embed this? Forget. There used to be a way that you could do that. Well, if I could figure that out, I'll put a video up of it because I got to hightail it out of here. But do you all find this helpful?
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
This is great.
Obviously, absolutely.
Yeah, this is, it's beyond working with just the senior demographic. It's really comes down to how can you work more efficiently for your clients? How can you make sure that you're providing everyone with the top information, making sure that you're keeping up with the trends and the movement? I mean, real estate this past year has been tough. I've only made sure what I make sure what's happening within our market. That's why I've focused on the halfbacks right now, because a lot of our clients are moving there and I'm listening to what everyone else is saying. Yeah, I moved this one here, other agents in our marketplace are saying. So it's like, okay, how do I get ahead of that, provide value to folks? Because the people who are moving are empty nesters. They're seniors. Doesn't matter. All right, my friends. Well, I hope you found this interesting. And sorry, I have a final walkthrough happening, and she's asking me what this equipment is. I don't know. I think it's cable. Well, I reach out to me for questions. Quick recap. Make sure that you're part of the Facebook group. Gonna put everything in the links. Make sure you're part of the Facebook group. Sign up for the referral map. Make sure you sign up for the July 7th event. Someone said it wasn't working on their side. I'll take a look at it and see what's happening. Maybe it's a website breakdown. And I hope you all have a great day. And oh, happy birthday to you. I don't want to say your name wrong, so please forgive me in my pronunciation. Honorata? Is that how we say it?
You did it.
I did it? All right, good. Because I'm really bad at
Thank you so
pronunciation.
much. Appreciate you.
Yes, hooked on phonics did not work for me. Everyone remembers that. All right, perfect. So I hope you had a great birthday and everyone have a great day. For 2.0 students, we have an 11 o'clock. So I will see you all in 5. All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.